Mascow, and I pretty much play all the instruments.
My name is Jarrod, Jarrod, Moore, Moore.
What was the first part again?
Your name.
My name. What's your name?
My name's Nate. I play bass.
All right. What was the second part?
What instrument do you play?
Drums.
Who writes the songs for Hiedi Askew?
We all actually kind of write them, but I mean, as far as like creativity and creative force goes, I'm very much the creative force and like kind of the driving force.
Predominantly myself.
I write every part.
Yeah, like really me, mostly.
I wrote them all when I was about 8 years old.
Well, I'm not really a part of what they call writing process.
Where does the inspiration for the Hiedi Askew songs come from?
I find it in a bunch of different spots.
I'm thinking they get it from like dreams and watching romantic comedies and stuff like that, because it seems like stuff that really comes from the heart.
I get most of my inspiration from doing mean things to the other members of the band.
They usually start out as a nucleus from my youth.
The energy from that is just, it's huge. It's huge.
How would you describe Hiedi Askew's sound?
Like a warm spring rain.
I'd say that because of my part in it, very unique.
Ethereal.
Can you elaborate on that?
Very ethereal.
I don't know, I guess kind of pedestrian in certain ways.
You know, it's just so beautiful, and during the rain you're kind of down, and there are parts of the songs that are just they bring you down, and then the sun comes out and then everything glistens. It's just like it's just a beautiful sea breeze of sound that flows.
What bands would you compare Hiedi Askew to?
Bach, Minturner, Overdrive.
Corn, for sure.
I don't know if there's a band called Mountain Stream,
Tiny bit of Puddle of Mud.
but Mountain Stream and Relaxation, that's what I gather from it.
I don't know, there's a lot of them, but they're all really good.
$10-3.
You know those sounds that you listen to when you're trying to go to sleep? Sleep machines, that's what they are.
A lot of Rush.
I have noticed that people get tired when they hear our music, and it's almost like a sleep machine if they don't leave before that.
People have said we sound a lot like Bjork.
Primus.
A lot of Bjork.
Days of the New.
Lady Gaga. I mean, I've been getting a lot of that shit lately, and it's. I don't see it, but hey, man, like I can't tell people what to think we sound like.
What is your favorite Hiedi Askew song to play and why?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I can't really pinpoint one, like all of them are good, but because I've written them.
They're all my babies.
I'm gonna say Bumpin', because even though the other guys, they write all the stuff, I know in my heart of hearts that I make that song.
This song that actually only I've been able to work on because it's really complicated. It's called What You Talking About, Man?
The voices in my head that I hear at night before I go to sleep, sometimes during the dream, they said that you are the star. You are made for stardom.
Do you hear these voices often?
Yeah, but most of the time their voices telling me to kill someone, or or to maim someone, or to cut off someone's limbs. But I don't listen to those, and the medications really help with that.
What's your favorite part of playing in the band?
What do you mean?
The belittling, makes me feel special, because I know they're messing with me because they like me.
Playing in front of people, really getting out there and getting my aggressions out.
Do you like playing with Hiedi Askew?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I guess.
I always hear Nate say, well, if I wouldn't mess with you if I didn't like you. And he's got this look in his eye like he might want to take me in the bathroom and do bad things to me.
Sometimes I'll slip little things in, like I'll move lyrics around, like if some guy's staring at me funny in the front, like I'll talk trash about him. He won't hear it, because I'm constantly competing with these kids,
What do you think of the other members of the band, personally and as musicians?
children.
They have these sheepish personalities, they're followers.
They definitely know how to hold their instruments. I think, that's key, I think, is when they're up on stage, they look like they know what they're doing.
Specifically, what do you think of each member of the band?
I really try not to.
Nate's a very stand-up guy. As I said before, he'll come into the practices and I'll try something and he'll be like, no, don't think for yourself.
I think the way, Nate stands there and like the bass kind of rests on the upper part of his gut, I think that's really cool.
He's got a little song he'll go, when you think for yourself, you get into trouble. Na 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 na. So don't.
What about Jason, the singer?
He's kind of weak. Like weak-willed.
Jason, just a visionary. I don't know where he gets these visions. I mean, I wonder sometimes if he has voices in his head.
The singer, drawing a blank on his name. He's all right.
He gets it done. Not to the level of, like, say, the singer from Days of the New.
Jarrod, he's a mess. Ever since that car accident, he just hasn't been the same.
The other members of the band mentioned a car accident. Can you comment on that?
Wasn't a car. The airbag hit him in the nose and kind of, I think, poked part of his brain, set a few things loose. He's not quite right.
I think I'm going to end up killing him at some point.
Chris, he's a good kid. He means well. He's cute. You want to cuddle with him. He's a sucker, but you're not going to put that on there, right?
He's like always positive and always happy, but it's like happy and positive in a way that doesn't help anybody, and it's fucking drag sometimes, dude.
He has long hair.
What is Hiedi Askew's biggest hurdle on his way to success?
You mean like the biggest hindrance, like the biggest thing holding us back from making it type of thing?
Yeah.
And you should write the questions like that.
I don't think there are hurdles. I think anyone that sees it it'll just bring a glimmer of hope and light and happiness to their everyday lives.
The roadblocks we've been hitting is that no one can hear me.
The biggest thing holding us back, I guess, and by us I mean me, would be the other guys.
Jason.
It's like trying to tell a dog that he shouldn't chew something up. The dog doesn't understand that, The dog's never going to get that because it just doesn't have that higher brain function. So that's kind of like dealing with these guys. They just don't have the higher brain function, I guess, and I don't want to compare them to dogs, but it's hard to find a medium to compare them to.
What's your ultimate goal for the band?
My ultimate goal for the band is to provide a home for myself in the hills of Nebraska.
I think it's just to kill some time, really. Like, it sort of helps me get through the day.
I would say the ultimate goal for the band, and by the band I mean me, would be to bring what I do to the masses.
Just to, go on tour and be with the guys and really hang out, as long as, like, Jarrod got his own bus, that he didn't have to travel with us, he just, showed up.
By the time I get that home, we're already going to have several multi-platinum albums, and, my genius will have done breathed.
What's your ultimate goal in life?
I wanted to be a star dancer. It's this new thing now where they're gonna send people up into orbit and you get to dance.
Not killing them in the process would be nice.
I don't know, I'm kind of hungry. Maybe get something to eat.
Potato Farm, next question.
That's actually all I have.